allow me to tell you one of my favorite video game stories of all time. The Legend of Daikatana. Before I get into that, though, I have to tell you a little backstory about the creator of this wonderful piece of garbage. His name is John Romero. He's right there, on the right. The man on the left is his old friend, John Carmack. These two Johns did amazing things for the video game industry. Tiny things, you know, like creating the first-person shooter. So before we get into Daikatana, here's a quick history lesson about the two Johns. The two of them created a company called id Software. They made a few games before hitting it big with Wolfenstein 3D. They made some more amazing franchises like Quake and Doom, made a pile of money, bought mansions, matching Lamborghinis, and Romero dated this girl. Yeah. Their journey was short-lived, however, because the two Johns had a falling out. John Romero left and went on to create his own company, Ion Storm. He bought an office at the top floor of the JP Morgan Tower in Dallas, spent a crazy amount of cash souping it up, and claimed he was about to take the world by storm. Ion Storm, that is. Sorry. It's a terrible joke. What would his first game be, you ask? A brand new Romero idea called Daikatana. And now we can begin our main story. Romero hired a crew of 8 people, one being that same girl he went on to date. Here's more pictures of her for everyone. He hired her on the sole purpose that she beat him in a death match of his own game, Quake. That and probably 2 other reasons. Moving on, he claimed that his new game was going to have 24 levels, 65 unique monsters, 25 unique weapons, and take place in 4 distinct time periods. Sounds amazing, right? Well, he also claimed that while they had just started production on the game in March of '97, the game would be on the shelves that same holiday season. How ambitious. And here's where the game, kind of falls apart. Some genius marketer shows Romero a concept ad for Daikatana. Romero loves this ad, and it quickly gets published everywhere. The ad reads, John Romero's about to make you his bitch. With the tagline, suck it down. Needless to say, that pissed a couple gamers off. But it's John Romero. I mean, it might be awesome. Everyone had faith in him, despite that idiotic ad. But then, E3 '97 happened. Romero and his team show off a demo of the game, and it's, unimpressive. And by unimpressive, I mean it looked like shit. Then John Carmack, still at id Software, shows off Quake 2. And it, looks amazing. For the time, of course, but the game moves like no other game before, and Romero freaks out. He stops development of Daikatana and says we need to run the game on the Quake 2 engine. He reschedules the game release for March '98, but it doesn't come out. $44 million later, provided by publisher Eidos, and problem after problem, the game doesn't end up coming out until after Quake 3, on May 23rd of the year 2000. On the N64 only, by the way. They didn't have time to put it on PlayStation, because, you know, don't want to postpone the game or anything. For the 100th time. But now is the day. Daikatana is released, 200,000 copies are sold, and players get a chance to finally play this quote-unquote masterpiece. Still looks like shit. And plays worse. Not to mention, the game story made no sense. They even ended up completely removing 2 characters from the game that were in the PC version. But they still remain in the cutscenes. So, yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering why the game is called Daikatana, it's the name of a sword. And that sword is in the game. It's probably the best weapon in the game, right? Now, just a sword. Nothing special. Fuck you, John. Anyway, in the end, the game gets terrible reception, and Ion Storm closes their doors a few years later. Although there was a Game Boy version that was apparently much better, but nobody cared. They did make a couple successes, like Thief Deadly Shadows and Deus Ex, but it didn't really matter at that point. They shut down, and their old friends Eidos get bought by Squaresoft, now known as Square Enix. So what happened to John Romero? Well, he's not with his gamer girlfriend anymore, which is a bonus for guys everywhere, but he kinda just stays in the shadows, working on random games and making different companies now and again. So he's still around. Carmack, however, keeps having success after success with new games in his beloved franchises. The saddest part to me, though, is that the two Johns don't even talk anymore. They're some of the most important guys in gaming history. Hopefully one day they can put aside their differences and create a brand new genre all over again. I know it's wishful thinking, but there's still hope. I'm a wishful guy. Shut up. Anyway, that's the story. There are more small details, but that's pretty much the whole thing. I really love this story for some reason, because it's so ridiculous and kind of sad, especially that amazing ad. Tell me what you guys think, though. Tell me about it in the comments. Tell me if you want the two Johns to get back together someday. And Romero, if you're watching, I will say that while Daikatana is regarded as one of the worst games in history, I still wait for the day that you finally make me your bitch. I'll suck it down, Romero. I'll suck it down. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like the video if you want more videos like this one, and subscribe if you want to be notified when I post a new video. Have an incredibly amaze-tastic day, and I'll see you all later.